Per reports by Pittsburgh Steelers insider Gary Dulac and ESPN reporter Adam Schefter, the Steelers are nearing a deal with quarterback Aaron Rodgers to be the starting QB of the Pittsburgh Steelers next season. But first, before I get more into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news throughout this entire free agency period. Now, let's get right back into the video. So, looking at the exact report by Gary Dulac, the exact quote he put out is, the Steelers are getting close to a deal with four-time NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers, per multiple sources. They decided to enter discussions with Rodgers and Sam Darnold when it became apparent that Justin Fields wanted to test his value in the free agency market. End quote. So, that means the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're interested in Aaron Rodgers, and they're really close to bringing him along. And this follows another report by top NFL insider Adam Schefter, in which he reported this morning that Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers are nearing a deal and that the Steelers have their eyes on that quarterback. And he is the top option that the Pittsburgh Steelers now want. So, let me be 100% clear before I move on in this video. It is not completely 100% official as of right now. If anything changes, I'll be updating you. But this report has come out, and I just want to talk about Aaron Rodgers to the Pittsburgh Steelers as they are nearing and closing in on a contract, per these people. So, the reason why this has come out, per sources, is that Justin Fields, the Pittsburgh Steelers, were not able to kind of 100% guarantee that he'll be the starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers next season, and that's why they couldn't agree to a contract. And when he decided to test the free agent market because of that, it then moved the Steelers' options at quarterback elsewhere, and it moved them to Sam Darnold, and it moved them to Aaron Rodgers. It was reported last night that the Pittsburgh Steelers were interested and will offer Sam Darnold a contract per Diana Rossini, but now Adam Schefter has come out and said that Aaron Rodgers is the top option. And less than an hour ago, it was reported that the Pittsburgh Steelers are nearing a deal, closing in on a deal with quarterback Aaron Rodgers to become the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback next season. It has not become official as of just yet, but let's just talk about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers basically next quarterback, basically from all the reports. So looking at him, he's a quarterback who's 41 years old right now. And last season, in 2024, he was dealing with a knee injury the entire year. But he played in all 17 games after coming off of his Achilles injury, in which he was out the entire season, basically after the first few snaps of his opening season with the New York Jets. So, he played in 17 games, and that's a major, coming off of a major injury. So looking at his statistics, however, he went with a completion percentage of 58.4%, which included 368 completions on 584 attempts. The yards he put up was 3,897 yards, and he put up 28 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. On the running game, he added in yards as well. He put up 302 yards rushing. So he's a quarterback who comes in to this situation in Pittsburgh as a quarterback who could be a bridge quarterback to next time they find their franchise guy. That he's not going to be the guy down the road who's going to be your starter. He's going to be your current quarterback, and you may bring in a younger guy to learn off of him. Whether that's in the draft or free agency, we're going to have to wait and see, but he's going to be a quarterback who could play maybe 1 or 2 seasons, maybe lead the Steelers down the road to the playoffs, maybe a Super Bowl, and give them a chance. And that's what he's always been known for, to give your team a chance at the highest level. That's why the Jets, last season, everyone had them as Super Bowl contenders because of Aaron Rodgers. So he's going to be a quarterback who comes in and gives the Steelers a chance, hopefully. And he's not a quarterback who's going to do the same things he did in his 4 NFL MVP seasons where he was the top guy and he was able to run around, make whatever throw, whatever play. No, he's not that. He's going to be a game manager, make the right decisions, make the right throws at the right time, and lead your team to victory. That's the type of quarterback he is right now. If you think of the type of quarterback he is, just compare it to what Big Ben was in his later days in terms of maybe less interceptions, but a game manager and someone who can do it post elbow surgery. So that's what I would compare him to. He's more the dink and dunk type of quarterback, and then your deep, long shot ball. He's not really the intermediate type of guy anymore, down the middle of the field or anything like that. He's more of the lob ball, not a direct, hard pass, if you watch his games. So Aaron Rodgers, he comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers as a guy who can maybe lead them to victory. Also, he comes in with a relationship to Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin has always talked and gave him high praise whenever he had to do an interview before playing an Aaron Rodgers-led quarterback team. He always gave him high praise, saying he's a good quarterback, everything like that. And whenever Aaron Rodgers talked about Mike Tomlin, he would do the exact same thing. Talk about how good of a coach he is, and they always gave respect to one another off the field, but also on the field. You know, whenever Aaron Rodgers tried catching the Pittsburgh Steelers off guard on defense with the extra man, and he would go to that quick snap and try catching them, but Mike Tomlin would call timeout. Every single time that happened, they would acknowledge each other on the field, basically saying like, I got you, but you got me as well. So they always show respect for each other, and now he comes in, and that's what Mike Tomlin needs. Mike Tomlin needs a quarterback who could actually do something, and hopefully Aaron Rodgers is that quarterback. The Steelers, they went with multiple quarterbacks the last few years. They went from Kenny Pickett, they went to Mason Rudolph, Mitchell Trubisky, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson. They have all these guys. So hopefully Aaron Rodgers is able to actually play in all 17 games and be that quarterback for at least 1 or 2 seasons. And they don't have to move around at quarterback once again throughout the year. So the Pittsburgh Steelers bringing in Aaron Rodgers is a big deal. It may not have been a big deal as it was if they did this 4 years ago. But bringing him in right now, he's still a top QB option in free agency. If you really look at it, the top QB options in free agency in total was probably Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers, Sam Darnold. So they have one of those guys, and bringing in Aaron Rodgers nearing a deal per Gary Dulac is a major thing. They just signed DK Metcalf and traded for him and gave him a 5-year, $150 million contract. They have George Pickens as well. They have Jalen Warren, who they brought back on a tender. They have all these other targets in Muth. So all these guys on the offensive end in terms of targets, now they at least have a quarterback who always gets the best out of his guys. You look at what Devonta Adams did. Hopefully George Pickens and DK Metcalf could do that as well. George Pickens hasn't had a quarterback who was a top-tier quarterback who will get him the ball every single time. But when you look at Garrett Wilson and Devonta Adams, they were one of the top target people in the entire NFL. So that means Aaron Rodgers could get his guys the football, get his playmakers football. And that's what you need. You need a quarterback to do that. And that's what Aaron Rodgers does best. So he may not be the guy he used to be, but he's able to get the playmakers involved, knows what to do, and you need that smart or IQ at the quarterback position. And they now have that with Aaron Rodgers nearing a contract. So just giving my thoughts on this quarterback decision quickly. My thoughts have always been the same with the quarterback spots. If you could get a veteran quarterback who you're willing to go all out to try to win the Super Bowl with or go deep in the playoffs with, then you could take that opportunity. And that's what the Steelers are doing with Aaron Rodgers. They just trade for wide receiver DK Metcalf. If they could go all out to get some cornerbacks, upgrade this team in many ways to be a Super Bowl contender, then sure, this is a great decision in terms of bringing a veteran quarterback along. And that's always been my thing. That's what the Steelers were trying to do last season with Russell Wilson. But I said from day one, they weren't ready to win a Super Bowl. Hopefully they get ready this year to win a Super Bowl by bringing in Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, and some other pieces. So that's always been my thoughts. If you could go all out to win a Super Bowl and get a veteran, sure, that's a good route. But if not, then you go the younger route and you go try to develop a quarterback, see what his upside could be in the system. That's why I thought last year they should have went Justin Fields instead, see what he had and see his upside instead of Russell Wilson, because they weren't ready last year to win with Russell Wilson. So I was thinking Justin Fields, see what he could do. But this season, if they're willing to go all out, then this deal with Aaron Rodgers is good. If they're not, then they should have went the younger route. That's just my thoughts in general. I've never been too high on Aaron Rodgers, especially within the last few years, but let's see what he could do. You could only wait and see. You could only watch the games. So let's see how he does. So with that being said, that's in this video, but make sure you comment down below your thoughts on this quarterback situation, the Pittsburgh Steelers closing in on a deal. with Aaron Rodgers? How do you feel about him being the next quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers? Starter next season. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Should they win in a different direction? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And also, make sure you subscribe to this channel, once again, for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis, reports during free agency. Everything coverage of free agency, I'm doing it. Stay tuned to this channel for highlights, analysis, and more. And also like this video. And until next time, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.